Each year, Anglia Ruskin University confers a number of honorary awards to individuals outstanding in their field of endeavour, who we hope will serve as an inspiration to those of you receiving awards today. Their stunning achievement should motivate us all by reminding us that we should all see our own success to date, but as a starting point. They pose the question, shouldn't we too aspire to success like theirs? I now call upon Deputy Vice-Chancellor Professor Helen Valentine to read the citation for the award of Doctor of Health Science honoris causa to Alex Dowsett. Professor Valentine.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to read the citation for Alex Dowsett for the award of Honorary Doctor of Health Science. Alex Dowsett is a professional cyclist, a British, Commonwealth and European time trial champion, and former holder of the prestigious hour record. And he is the only able-bodied elite sportsperson in the world with haemophilia. Born and bred in Essex, Alex attended Elm Green Preparatory School in Little Baddow and King Edward VI Grammar School in Chelmsford. Of course, his blood disorder prevented him from taking part in the usual contact sports enjoyed by most of his fellow pupils. But he was unwilling to allow his condition to limit his aspirations, and he found a focus for his energies in non-contact alternatives. As a member of the Chelmsford Swimming Club, he started to build the lung capacity which would prove so valuable later in his career. And in addition to the many early morning and after-school pool sessions, he began to stretch his legs on a bicycle, spending more and more time on two wheels, despite the obvious risks. When Alex joined the Malden and District Cycling Club, things quickly became more serious. In his first major event, the National Schoolboys Time Trial, he finished second out of a field of 100. And soon afterwards, he was invited to join the British Olympic Academy development team. There are a number of specialisms in the world of professional cycling, and Alex's particular strength is the time trial event, known as the Race of Truth, because success relies solely upon each rider's strength, speed, and stamina. There is no support from other team members, no drafting in the slipstream of competitors. It is bike racing in its purest form. The fastest time from A to B wins the prize. And Alex has won a great many. In 2008, he won the Under-23 British Time Trial Championship. In 2009, he retained his British title. Then in 2010, won the Under-23 European Time Trial Championship. In 2011, he won the first of a remarkable 5 British National Time Trial Championships. That's 2 more than Sir Bradley Wiggins. Alex's first taste of success in a Grand Tour, one of cycling's 3 blue-ribboned events, came in 2013, when he won Stage 8 of the Giro d'Italia, the individual time trial stage. Yet Alex's greatest sporting achievement to date is surely his 2015 attempt on the world hour record. This grueling event is brutally simple. The cyclist must ride as far as they can round a track in 1 hour. The title of the world hour record holder has been cherished by the sport's biggest names since it was first established in 1876. And on the 2nd of May 2015, Alex set off around the velodrome at Manchester's National Cycling Centre. 1 hour later, he had covered 52.937 kilometres, beating the old record by almost half a kilometre and making him the new world hour record holder. Although Alex refuses to allow his condition to affect his life, he is acutely aware of the impact that haemophilia can have upon sufferers. So in 2015, he set up the charity Little Bleeders, which supports young haemophiliacs and promotes the message that despite having a blood disorder, young people can still live active lives and participate in sport particularly swimming and cycling. Alex has demonstrated the courage, commitment and personal sacrifice required to overcome challenges and succeed at the very highest level. He will be an inspirational role model for all of our students, particularly for those studying sports science, sports coaching and health-related degrees. We are delighted to welcome Alex Dowsett to our Anglia Ruskin community. Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present Alex Dowsett for the award of Doctor of Health Science, honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me as Vice-Chancellor of Anglia Ruskin University, I hereby confer on you, Alex Dowsett, the award of Doctor of Health Science, honoris causa. Congratulations from us all, Alex. Well done.
Thank you. Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests and students, it's a privilege to be standing in front of you all today, and congratulations to all of the graduates. You should be super proud of your hard work. Now, the audience here is obviously graduate age and above, so you should have all decided by now roughly what your job or thing in life is going to be. If you haven't decided that yet, then... Now, I'd imagine a couple of you are sitting there thinking, maybe I've made the wrong choice. And you're worried about being locked into a future that you can't get out of, and there'll be no risk to change because of financial restraints, mouths to feed, mortgages, rent, your kids' uni fees. I get it. I'm in that same boat right now. I've got 2 cats back at home that my bicycle racing pays for, so I'm fully locked into a life in the saddle. If you are sat there thinking, damn, he's bang on, then I'm sorry. But let's not panic just yet. And let me introduce you to my friend, hypothetical Juan, who sat in the 3rd row over to the right. He's sat there thinking, I actually don't want to be an accountant, despite my talents with numbers. I dream of being a physiotherapist, even though I have an irrational fear of human contact. But I've invested years of time and effort, as well as Mum and Dad's Juan Fund, to get to this point now, and I'm doubting everything. A lot of people, most of them on social media, would tell Juan right now to give up everything he's invested thus far and chase his dreams. However, number 1, successful people generally don't post inspirational quotes on social media because they're too busy being successful. And number 2, I'm not going to tell Juan to do that. I'm going to advise him not to chase his dream, but to stick with his strength of numbers. If we all chased our dreams, there'd be an awful lot of professional footballers, Top Gear presenters, kitten photographers, and I'd be a racing driver. Well, I wanted to be a racing driver, I kind of still do, but a mentality that was crafted by my haemophilia carved my future. A childhood of being told what I couldn't do makes you a very stubborn sod and go out there and show the world what you really are capable of. And in my mind, it really didn't matter what it was that I was doing to prove haemophilia wasn't going to stop me. I tried a lot of sports when I was young. Doctors told my parents to keep me very fit and healthy, but whilst respecting that a rugby or football pitch was no place for a haemophiliac. That then begs the question as to how I ended up racing push bikes as crashes at 30 or 40 mile an hour are also not an ideal place for a haemophiliac, but it's funny how some things work out. I committed fully to swimming, sailing, go-karting, and other reasonably low-risk sports. But as soon as I could tell that I didn't have the natural talent to get to the top, I would drop them for the next challenge. It might have taken a few months or a couple of years to realise this, but it was when I comfortably knew I hadn't found my thing that I would drop it. And for example, one of them was swimming. I was told my sister was a more talented swimmer than I was. You can liken this to looking for your partner in life. You may date a lot, or you may settle down with the first girl you meet, but once you realise you've found the one, you give it your all. So I guess that's one of my messages from how I got to where I am now. And that's to try things you didn't even know existed, to find out what your God-given talent is, because we all have one, and I'm sure of it. Mine is pedaling a bike. Juan, his is mental arithmetic and a deep knowledge of the UK tax system. And once you find that talent and commit to it, I can tell you it's hugely satisfying to succeed at it. Coincidentally, I've been very lucky to find my second talent in life, and that is raising cats. I have 2 very healthy 1-year-olds back at home which sit when I give them treats. So up to now, you might be getting some mixed messages. I've said I'm going to tell Juan to stick to what he's doing, even if he dreams of doing something else, but also telling you to try other things as well to find what you're good at. So let's go back to Juan, the physio-dreaming, numbers genius accountant with an irrational fear of human contact. He has 2 options. He could listen to his quarter-life crisis, as well as everyone on Instagram, and jack in the accountancy to be a physio. And there's a chance that'll give him a lifetime of job satisfaction. Or he could persist with the accountancy and commit to it fully. Knowing it was a strength of his, he could work his way up the pecking order until a point where he starts his own firm and grows that into a huge success, where he becomes his own boss. So in his enormous amount of downtime, Juan trains to be a physio as a hobby, but never actually works on anyone due to his irrational fear of human contact. So he really gets the best of both worlds. Now this is because Juan realised what he was good at and what he dreamed of, and he was realistic and worked with both of them. The enjoyment of success isn't about the end result or goal. It's about the journey and constantly moving forwards and growing, which gives you that satisfaction and drive to continue. My biggest achievement in cycling above all has been proving haemophilia wrong. I broke my shoulder blade in 2010, 7 weeks out from the European Championships, and it was a doctor telling me that I wouldn't even be able to compete, let alone train for it, that made me winning it that much more special. And that's not because of the actual race, it's because of the journey that it took to get to that start line.